Long before terms like genocide or war crime existed, humanity committed them. Ancient armies massacred the defeated, medieval crusaders turned cities into bloodbaths. Rules of war emerged over centuries, from Augustine to the Hague Conventions, but they proved fragile in World War II. The conflict killed tens of millions and shattered the idea that modernity had tamed human cruelty. Every side claimed moral superiority, yet propaganda painted the Allies as pure defenders of freedom against Axis monsters. The truth is more complex. Nothing the Allies did matched the systematic ideological extermination of the Nazis or Japanese imperial atrocities, but the victors wrote the narrative. At Nuremberg and Tokyo, Axis leaders faced justice while Allied conduct received far less scrutiny. These are the forgotten chapters, not to equate sides, but to show that war crimes are committed by people under extreme pressure, regardless of uniform. War doesn't spare virtue, even on the right side. American troops played a heroic role in victory, yet war pushed some to dark acts. In Europe, the Biscari massacre in Sicily saw over 70 Italian and German POWs killed. Only one officer faced real punishment. In Normandy and Hohenwald Forest, frustrated GIs shot surrendering or wounded Germans, often unreported amid battle chaos. At Dachau's liberation, enraged soldiers gunned down surrendering SS guards. Patton quietly closed the investigation. The Chenogne massacre in January 1945 saw dozens of disarmed Wehrmacht soldiers, including medics, executed by the 11th Armored Division, likely fueled by revenge for Normandy. No one was charged. In the Pacific, suspicion of fake surrenders led to grenades thrown into caves and executions of disarmed Japanese. Low POW numbers suggest widespread refusals to take prisoners. Racial hatred also surfaced. Some Marines collected Japanese body parts as trophies, even featured briefly in Life magazine. Rape estimates reach around 11,000 cases in Europe, often unreported. Strategic firebombing of Tokyo, March 1945, killed 80,000 to 100,000 civilians in one night, more than Nagasaki's immediate toll. Even on U.S. soil, the 1945 Salina, Utah Midnight Massacre saw a guard kill 8 sleeping German POWs with a machine gun. He was committed rather than tried. Britain, despite after standing alone, embraced area bombing. Dresden's February 1945 firestorm killed at least 25,000 civilians. Many question its military value. Kurt Vonnegut immortalized the horror in Slaughterhouse 5. British colonial units committed rapes, beatings, and lootings in Italy and Germany. In North Africa and post-D-Day Normandy, some troops shot surrendering Germans in rage-fueled reprisals. During the 1945 Dutch East Indies return, British-led forces suppressed Indonesian nationalists with executions and mass detentions. France's colonial troops, especially Moroccan Gaumier in Italy's Liri Valley, left records of thousands of rapes, killings, and plunder, prompting Churchill to demand discipline. In the French-occupied zone of Germany, similar violence against civilians persisted. These acts rarely reached public memory or formal trials. The Soviet Union suffered unimaginable losses, 27 million dead, and entered Germany in 1945 with deep trauma. Sexual violence against German civilians was widespread in the early occupation months, backed by archival evidence from both sides. Western Cold War narratives often exaggerated numbers using unreliable sources, yet Soviet command did not sanction these crimes. Zhukov, Rokossovsky, and others issued strict orders against violence, looting, and rape. Military tribunals sentenced tens of thousands of Red Army soldiers to camps or execution for such offenses. The Axis committed the vast majority of World War II atrocities, systematic and ideological. Allied crimes, while real, were not equivalent in scale or intent. The lesson is sobering. War crimes aren't committed by nations, but by individuals placed in fear, revenge, and dehumanization's machinery. Any human, German, Japanese, American, British, French, or Soviet, can cross into barbarism when civilization's thin line fades. reads, "Victory and a just cause do not guarantee virtue. Understanding World War II fully means facing uncomfortable truths on all sides, not to excuse evil, but to remember that the horror lies in human nature under war's pressure. The victors told part of the story, the rest deserves to be heard."